drive, gets inside, leans in, knocked away and stolen by Holiday. Dalla up for the layup. Oh, blocked by James. To Curry, way downtown. Bang! Bang! Missed the dagger.
Here's the problem I'm seeing. Zion's gonna want out soon. Here's the thing, I don't think the front office of that organization, of that New Orleans organization, knows what the heck they're doing.
What can I say? Mamba out.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the podcast. I'm your host, Joshua Unangst. And boy, oh boy, do we got some good stuff going on today. Yes, today. I don't know if you guys were listening to my podcast yesterday, but I highly recommend that you do that. Why? Because yesterday we broke down the MVP and Rookie of the Year. So between yesterday and today, we're going to be breaking down all of the awards. And today we're going to be covering Sixth Man, Defensive Player, Coach of the Year, and Most Improved. In hindsight, I should have done 3 and 3, but you know what? 4 and 2 is a lot better, especially when on the first day we were doing MVP and Rookie of the Year. We talked about names like Jalen Williams. Yes, he's just soaring in the ranks, so go check that out. You do not want to miss that. Today we have a lot we got to talk about. Again, I'm not going to be talking about much. I know the Phoenix Suns lost yesterday. They're on a 2-game skid. What I'm going to be doing for you guys is I'm going to be putting out a bonus content just for you guys to address what's going on with the Phoenix Suns. So I'm not going to do it here today because I want to focus on the awards. I'm going to do a podcast episode tomorrow, a special podcast episode dedicated to the Phoenix Suns, outlining their loss with the Kings, or to the Kings, to the Warriors, and then their game here tonight. And real quick, I'm pulling up that schedule. Today at 7 p.m., it's Bucks versus Suns. So I definitely will be covering that game live on twitter.com/CourtSideHeat. But guys, go check out that podcast episode, special episode, a bonus episode here tomorrow morning. So please do not miss that. You do not want to miss all of those goodies. More stuff is coming out of Ja Morant, but I'll touch on that a little bit tomorrow. The biggest thing I do want to talk about is the NBA MBPA discussion about minimum games played requirement for major awards. I'm going to talk about that, but first, I want to let you guys know that when it comes to social media, I am everywhere. Doesn't matter what social media app you are on. I am pretty much there. I'm on the major ones. Instagram, yes. Twitter, yes. Facebook, yes. And even for Tumblr, for anyone that still gives a darn about Tumblr. But yeah, twitter.com/CourtSideHeat, Instagram.com/CourtSideHeat, NBA, and Facebook.com/CourtSideHeat. Come on, guys. Just subscribe down there. We got good stuff. Facebook, that's where I'm always talking about games. I like to believe that when I'm on Twitter, I'm giving you guys great content. And if you find that true as well, then just like, retweet, and follow. Trust me, guys, y'all will not be disappointed. Just won't be disappointed. So, guys, let's just jump into today's podcast episode because we got a lot to talk about. Again, if you guys have not seen the MVP discussion, Rookie of the Year discussion, here's a quick breakdown. MVP should be going to Joel Embiid, and Rookie of the Year should be going to Paolo Banchero. Unless Jalen Williams does something crazy, then Rookie of the Year should be going to Paolo Banchero. Fantastic rookie, averaging 20 points for the Orlando Magic. Absolute stud. Then for MVP, Nikola Jokic, unless you're into the history, should not be winning it. I broke him down month by month, comparing him to a month by month of Joel Embiid, and it's clear that Joel Embiid's the winner. Starting from the first month all the way to the current month of the NBA. So guys, just check it out. Trust me, it'll make a lot more sense of what I'm talking about. It'll be a lot more deeper, a lot more detailed. So go check that out. If you're on Apple, if you're on SoundCloud, if you're on wherever. We're on all the apps. Just go back into it and you will check it out. You'll just be able to see it. And yeah, it will be pretty easy. And I would also recommend, guys, that you check out Saturday's podcast episode as well. That was talking about Kevin Durant, the biggest impact in the West when it comes to injuries and stuff like that. But enough chin wagging on that. Let's talk about more awards. And my first piece of breaking news came out by Shams Charania yesterday around like afternoonish. And it was where, as a part of the NBA's ongoing collective bargaining agreement talks with the National Basketball Players Association, the NBPA, a stipulations being discussed that a player must play in a minimum of regular season games to be eligible for major awards. It says both sides are in agreement on tying major awards to games played over the course of the season. There's one precedent that the parties can point to where a player must appear in at least 58 games to qualify for the league scoring title. Look, they should already had it. They already should have it for major awards. I'm happy to do it for the scoring title, for the league scoring title, but to be honest with you guys, I believe they should have been here for years. I think they should have been here in the 80s, 90s, 2000s, 10s, 20s. I don't care. Because it should have been there. Especially when guys were playing. Well, hold on. If most guys back then were playing 60, 70, 80 games, look, you weren't going to have the need. But now you need to have the need. I think you need to have that need in the 2010s. If we're going to start in the 2010s or even the 2000s, it should have been there. Because of load management just going out of hand, you can't expect like LeBron James, guys like LeBron James, who's not even hitting the 58 game requirement, right? To win those awards or be considered for those awards. And I'm not saying that it always has to be that way. I'm just saying that for now it has to be. It makes it more fair for everyone and it incentivizes everyone to play games and just to continue to play games and try to be the best version to win those awards for major awards. So I don't know if they're calling a minor award like six man. I don't know. I don't know what they would consider a major award. MVP, Rookie of the Year, yeah. Most Improved Player. Like most of these, in my opinion, are major awards. So I don't know what they would consider. Like, are we talking about the main ones? Then like, oh, like this titles, like the scoring title, all those other titles, like, are you just going to put that in like, oh, those are major, those are minor? Who knows? But there are discussions between the two parties on discussing a minimum games played requirement for major awards. I think that's fair. I have no problem with that. In fact, I've been wanting that. I think if you're going to have 58 games for a scoring title, you should have at least 60 games for the MVP, right? Because you need to play of almost the entire season. You need to play almost the entire season to be considered as an MVP. You need to play at least 73%. Yeah, you need to play 73% of the season. That's pretty much playing 60 games in the season out of 82, right? So, with that being said, you need to at least play 73%. That to me, it seems fair. Now, if you want to make it like even 70%, sure, do however you want. But more than 70% of the season needs to be played in order to be considered for those awards. Something just in my opinion, which would change up the landscape drastically when we talk about these awards next season, if they have a next season, but for the seasons to come, it's going to be shaping up to be different. And I hope that curves load management a bit. Probably won't, but I don't want to be pessimistic. I want to be optimistic. But well, that's a different conversation for another day, for a different day. With that being said, let's just jump right into the awards because I want to jump into that. We have to jump into that. And I want to start with Coach of the Year. I want to start with Coach of the Year because I think this is going to be the easiest. I mean the easiest award to announce. I think whether it's unanimous or not does not matter. What I mean, I think it should be the Sacramento Kings head coach. He has done such a fabulous job. Michael Brown has done such a fabulous job. And you guys can critique him for him always being defense first. If you had the opportunity to get a Tyrese Halliburton or Matisse Thybulle, whatever it would be, or gotta be defense first, you probably utilize him more. Then maybe you're not gonna credit him as much. Whatever your hesitancies are, whatever your complaints are, it does not matter. He is going to be winning the final. He's going to be winning the Coach of the Year award. He's going to be winning Coach of the Year. It's not even close because he's turning around this team. The Kings are in third place right now. They had the third seed in the Western Conference, 40-27. They're doing something that is just spectacular to see. They're going to be going to the playoffs for the first time in 16 years. For the first time in 16 seasons. Think about that. There is so much grand significance behind that. So much grand significance. So, I would love to see him as it. And if you go look at the betting odds from Vegas Insider, he's at minus 250. Next would be Boston Celtics head coach Joe Mazzulla at plus 250. So not only is Michael Brown number one, but he's the favored runaway to win this award. And I couldn't agree anymore, to be honest. Like, sure, you have Michael Malone up there. Sure, Jay Bickerstaff and Taylor Jenkins and Mike Budenholzer's up there with Will Hardy. It's going to be Michael Brown. Joe Mazzulla has done such a fabulous job. He's done such a great job. He's 47-22. And I'm not undermining any of these top candidates besides Michael Budenholzer. Helps like when you're carried by a super team. Helps. Especially when you win a championship. Anyways. I'm not taking anything away, but this is just significant. When you look at the 2023 NBA Coach of the Year odds and you see Mike Brown winning by that much, it should be unanimous. It should be. Even if the Kings start losing a bit, he's still running away with this. Now it may not be unanimous, but I would take that every single day of the week. I would take him winning every single day of the week. Because they're just that good. The Kings have transformed under him. That is just a simplistic fact. The Kings have transformed under the guidance of Michael Brown. They've struggled under Luke Walton. Luke Walton's not a bad coach, just was the wrong fit. It just did not work out well for Sacramento. But Michael Brown, him, that works. It works greatly. And I don't know if there's many people that could say it can't. Because it's already happening. And I believe that would be the first time he's won a major award. As, I'm just going to bring this up real quick. He's been an assistant head coach since 2016-17. But he was a head coach, if you guys remember, for Cleveland from 05 to 10, and then with the Lakers for 2 seasons, back to Cleveland, and then was assistant head coach under Steve Kerr, then finally getting a good gig. So I can see you guys being hesitant. I see you guys being hesitant about him running away with this award that may just be a fluke. I don't think so. I think he's matured as a head coach because I'm not gonna lie. So let's just break this down. In 05-06, 50-32. In 06-07, 50-32 again, but he took him to the Eastern Conference. He was Eastern Conference champs. 07-08, 35-37. But then in 08-09, 66 and 16. Then you saw in 09-10, 61-21. But he had LeBron James. He had a lot of help and fury. And then you go to the Lakers, 41-25. Then, okay, it doesn't last very long. They don't want to keep him after he starts 1-4. And then he goes to Cleveland, 33-49. Then he was out of the NBA for what, 2 seasons? Yeah, 2 seasons. And then he was just an assistant coach for the next hold on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for the next 6 seasons, and he's finally getting a chance again. He's finally getting his chance. I like that. To be honest, I like that. I'm not going to complain about him because he's shown that he can win games, and I think he has the best probability. I think he's matured a lot. I just think he's the runaway. I think he's the favorite. I'm not going to hold those past seasons against him. But I think he has grown. I think he is being more offense. I want to call him like the greatest balanced head coach ever, because I think sometimes he does try to tap into defense more, but he's adjusting very nicely. And I don't think we can undermine that in the shortest. So I think he's come up somewhat of a balanced head coach. He's adjusting and just acquiescing. Acquiescing is not the right word, but he's there. He's what was the right word? He's just becoming a more balanced head coach. He just is. Whether he was forced into that or not, he understands the current climate, and he knows that being a balanced head coach, even though he loves defense a lot, you're always going to have to stick by offense first and offense alone, especially in this modern era of basketball. And how the rules are as of today. But yeah, so Michael Brown, clear favorite. Absolute clear favorite. I don't disagree with that at all. Now, I want to talk about most improved player, because just like head coach of the year, most improved player, it should be Lauri Markkanen. Hands down, Lauri Markkanen. This is a guy that has transcended his career, just morphed it into some greatness. He's shaping up to be really, really good. He made his first All-Star appearance. He's been amazing. He's been amazing. He's scoring 25 points per game, averaging 8 rebounds and almost 2 assists per game. To me, guys, you can't undermine that. You can't undermine that. And the last time I've checked the DraftKings most improved player odds, he's at -450. He's gonna be winning this. He's gonna be winning this. It's a runaway. He should be winning this. I don't know. I don't know how many people would agree with me, but you can't deny that he's been turning it around. I think we're going to be seeing some pretty easy winners. And not easy like in a sense like where they have no competition, because there is competition. They've just been running away with it. And when you see Lauri Markkanen, because yesterday he blew up for 38, 8, and 1 and 3. Okay, here. He had 38 points, 14 of 26 from the field, 6 and 12 from deep, 8 rebounds, 1 assist, 3 steals, 1 block. Come on. That's amazing. He's only 25. And to put into comparison how well he's doing, in 2021 when he was with the Cavaliers, he averaged 14 points. He has a 11-point difference. He's plus 11. He has a plus 3 rebound difference. In 2021, it was 5. In 2022, it's 8.5. Assists went up by 0.5. Steals and rebounds are the same. But if you check out the Bulls, his rookie season, 15, 2018, 18. Then he dipped down to 14. Then he dipped down again to 13. He went up to 14, almost 15. Now he's at 25.5. He's at 25 solid points, shooting 50%. He's shooting a career high in not only 3-pointers, but also from the field. Think about that. His field goal percentage and his 3-point percentage are higher. He has career highs. So that is very significant to me. He is better than his averages on his career, and if you do a breakdown by breakdown, season by season comparison, he's obviously, he's just the number one guy to win it. He is. And many people can say, well, how about Shai Gilgeous-Alexander? He has a great chance of winning it. He is averaging 31 points a game. He's averaging 31 points a game. And I get people can say whatever they want, but he's averaging 31 points a game, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, 1 steal and 1 block, off of 51% from the field and 34% from deep. Look, he's up in points, field goal percentage, 3-point percentage, and steals and blocks from last season. Okay, I can see where you're coming from. 100%. But it's just all in marketing because his numbers changed drastically. And for the better, he improved significantly. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander has improved. He improved greatly. But he was always meant to be that guy. No one looked at Lauri Markkanen saying he's going to be averaging 25, 8, and 5. They looked at Shai Gilgeous-Alexander saying, okay, he can average 35 and 5, with steals and blocks being a bonus, being an added bonus. So I 100% believe that Lauri Markkanen's the one to win it. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander was supposed to be the guy. He is that guy. Those are his expectations. Lauri Markkanen has been in this league, and he went down. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander started with 10, then went 19, 23, 24, now 31. He's always been going up. Those expectations were always for him to go up, and that he was going to be more than just a most improved player. To me, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is not in the most improved category. He's in the MVP category. As funny as that may sound to some, it's really comprehensible to say, that's fair, that's right. He's averaging the same numbers as Luka Doncic, as Jason Tatum, and as many other people. Ja Morant. I think he's scoring better than Ja Morant. I think he is. Give me a second. I'm going to look up Ja Morant's stats. And scoring has become a big part of how a person is viewed as an MVP and as a player. So look, yeah, sure, he's out rebounding him, but it's only by 1 rebound, and out assisting him, out passing him. But the steals, he has more steals per game and more blocks per game, and he's scoring 4 more points to him per game. And he's shooting 5% better. He's shooting 5% better than him. That says a lot there. That says a lot. It does. In my personal opinion, it does. And obviously he's played more games than Ja, but whatever. So Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, to me, is more of an MVP candidate than an MIP candidate. That is just my personal opinion. So, Lauri Markkanen, he went up for 1 season, then he completely crashed. Not many people were taking him seriously in Chicago. He moves on to Cleveland. Cleveland didn't want him anymore, so they gave him up with Colin Sexton, with a bunch of guys going over to Utah, and Utah being a very good team. So, I think unanimously people are going to be saying Lauri Markkanen over Shai Gilgeous-Alexander because Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is not a most improved player. While he's up there because he's having improving stats, just not from last season, but when he started because he's always been improving, it's going to be Lauri Markkanen. just because he's the type of player that beautifully and perfectly molds and just fits into what an most improved player looks like, into that category. And that's no insult towards Lauri Markkanen. In fact, this is a huge step in the right direction for him to be taken seriously and to have credibility towards his name. And to be, I'm not going to say feared, but taken seriously. I think that's very, very fair to say. And despite the team being 33 and 36 and 12, they're still fighting for, still fighting for the playing tournament. But you got a lot of talent on there. It goes beyond this season. You have Colin Sexton, Walker Kessel, who I love, Jordan Clarkson, and Lauri Markkanen. Then you have a pretty solid bench with THT, Kelly Olynyk, Rudy Gay. He's old up there, but you got guys. Could it get better? Sure. But look, it is what it is. Plus, Rudy Gay has to be he's old, isn't he? Yeah, he's 36. He's getting up there. He's playing 14 and a half minutes. He's definitely taking, but he's been in the league since 2006, so cut the guy some slack. How's Kelly Olynyk doing? 12 points, 5.5 rebounds, 3.3 assists, 1 steal, almost 1 block. Okay, not the worst. But no, so I think Coach of the Year and Most Improved Player of the Year is going to be a unanimous or close to unanimous. It's going to be a very easy decision, in my opinion, but I don't even think it's like a huge debate. Put Shai Gilgeous secondly. You could talk about Jalen Brunson and Mikal Bridges, but Mikal Bridges per lineups.com is a plus 8,000. Same with Tyrese Halliburton. And then you have Jalen Brunson as a plus 5,000. Then Shai Gilgeous plus 800. Then you have to go all the way down to minus 450 for marketing. So first to second, it's not even close. It's not even close. You have to award Lauri Markkanen it, just in my opinion. Now I want to talk about the NBA Sixth Man of the Year odds. Because I don't know how people feel about this. I don't know how everyone feels about this. Because many recognizable names are in there, like Malik Monk, Bobby Portis, Emmanuel Quigley, Malcolm Brogdon. In my humble opinion, jeez, that's never good when someone starts out, in my humble opinion. I'm just going to be honest. The Sixth Man of the Year award, that race, I would give it to Malcolm Brogdon. I get that he's only averaging 15, 4, and 3. And you have guys like Norman Powell averaging 16, 3, and 2. But he's doing really well. Like, Malcolm Brogdon has just been electrifying. I would have him as a close 1, if not already 1. He's just transcended the way we see six-man players. The way we see the six-man rule. And this is actually shocking that he's adapted so well after being a leading scorer for the Indiana Pacers for many, many years. Look, his impressive shooting, playmaking, and scoring has been able to make him an all-star caliber player. And his six-man ability is just amazing. But while I believe all of that, I do believe something else. And I believe that Emmanuel Quigley is going to give him a run for his money. As much as I like Norman Powell, I do. I don't know. I like Norman Powell, don't get me wrong. I just see the entire team burning out. I see the Clippers burning out. Because if you take a look at the team right now, just take a look at the team. Go to standings and you see the Clippers. They're at 6. They're 36 and 33. They've run a 3-game win streak. I just see them stalling out. I don't know. I know they're going to be collecting themselves. I just don't feel as confident, as favorable to say, yeah, Norman Powell, he's going to win it. Tyrese Maxey now, wait a minute. Tyrese Maxey, he's averaging 22 and 3.5. But I believe Tyrese Maxey has a better chance of winning Sixth Man of the Year rather than Norman Powell. Same goes for Bobby Portis. Same goes for all those guys. I really do believe it's between Malcolm Brogdon and Emmanuel Quickley. Because Emmanuel Quickley is averaging 13, 3, and 1. He's done very well to elevate the play of the Knicks. I think we can all agree on that. The Knicks are in the 6th seed of the Eastern Conference. They're 40 and 30. They have a better record than the Clippers, and then no, they can't have a better record than the Celtics, but I don't know. Hold on. Let's think about this. Who would you rather want as Sixth Man of the Year? Emmanuel Quickley or Malcolm Brogdon? Who would you rather want to see? Emmanuel Quickley or Malcolm Brogdon? I like both guys. Emmanuel Quickley's not that bad. He's not. He's been improving himself as well. First 2 seasons 11, now he's making a jump to 13.5, going up in rebounds, going up a little bit in the steals, but his field goal percentage is up by almost 5%. So I don't know, that one's a tough one to me. Because I'm not going to rule out Tyrese Maxey. I think that'll be foolish of me. If he continues the way he's playing, he's definitely top 3 in my opinion. He's definitely top 3. But Emmanuel Quickley has soared up to give the Knicks a legitimate shot. Like, I would make him my Sixth Man of the Year, but also make Malcolm Brogdon my Sixth Man of the Year. This one was a more tougher one for me. This was more challenging for me. Because they're so similar. They are similar. Brogdon is only leading by a point. Rebounds are the same. Assists are the same. Steals are the same. Blocks are the same. Field goal percentage, yeah, Malcolm Brogdon has the edge by 4.5%. Or 4.2%. And he's playing 3 lesser minutes than Emmanuel Quickley. It's actually really, really interesting. I find this a very interesting debate because you look at this, you look at the Knicks play, and you look at the Celtics. I think I'm going to give it to Emmanuel Quickley. So we'll go Emmanuel Quickley, Malcolm Brogdon, Tyrese Maxey. Those will be my top 3 guys. 1 to 3. But why would I give it to Emmanuel Quickley over Malcolm Brogdon? It's because Malcolm Brogdon does not have the pressure of being the spectacular, impactful six-man. Yes, he's wanting to be good for the Celtics and every piece matters. And the Celtics are on their own little skid right now. They're still trying to rediscover themselves, if you want to call it that. But the Knicks aren't as talented as the Celtics. The Celtics are an established team with an established group of guys. The Knicks, they're established in being up and down. They're known to be up and down. Julius Randle, he's okay. He's not worth all the hype. RJ Barrett, he can be up and down. I still like RJ Barrett, but he can be up and down. When you look at this Knicks team, and I get that you also have Jalen Brunson, it takes everyone. And when you look at the six-man, a six-man can be so critical for a team. It can be so critical that it would mean more to have Emmanuel Quickley be the six-man of the year if he continues to play the same than Malcolm Brogdon, because the Celtics are more established, they're deeper, and they just have a better connection than the Knicks do. If you're talking about players and translating that to wins and just impactful, meaningful games that gets them somewhere. So, I'm not saying that Emmanuel Quickley holds this team up entirely. I'm just saying that he's a part of the glue. He's holding together the starting unit and the bench together. Malcolm Brogdon, you can say that a little bit, but Emmanuel Quickley's not playing with Marcus Smart, Jaylen Brown, and Jason Tatum. And that's not a knock to the game of Malcolm Brogdon. I'm not knocking on that. I just would go for Emmanuel Quickley over Malcolm Brogdon, because I think he deserves a little more than Malcolm Brogdon. As crazy as it may sound, there's just more pressure of him upholding his six-man of the year his six-man role duties on New York's roster than Boston's roster with Malcolm Brogdon. And again, I'm not trying to slight Malcolm Brogdon. That's just where I'm coming from, because they're just so stacked. You have a team of Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Marcus Smart, Al Horford, Blake Griffin, Robert Williams III, Derek White, Malcolm Brogdon, Grant Williams, and a good bench. That says a lot, guys. That absolutely says a lot. I don't know about you guys, but that does say a lot. That does say a lot. It does. But this one's a little more challenging because they're both so similar, but I think if you go by the stats, you would give the edge to Malcolm Brogdon. But going beyond the stats, because they're so similar besides a few categories like shooting percentage just by 4.2%, and you look at the game and how everything's is shaping out in the standings, and you just see the games being played, you would give it to Emmanuel Quickley, because the Knicks aren't as good as the Celtics, obviously. There's limited talent where there's unlimited talent down in Boston, if you're comparing New York to Boston. And that makes Emmanuel Quickley's play even more special and coveted. So I think if you're going to look at that and just look beyond the stats, you would give it to Emmanuel Quickley. I think you would have to. That's at least in my opinion. That's at least in my opinion. I think Emmanuel Quickley should be winning this. I think Emmanuel Quickley has to win it. And I'm not saying it has to, like, Malcolm Brogdon's not up there. I would take it being, again, Emmanuel Quickley, Malcolm Brogdon, and then Tyrese Maxey. And I get it that you have points bets talking about Tyrese Maxey being 10,000 plus 10,000, and Gary Trent being 7,000. I get that. Look, FanDuel has Emmanuel Quickly going plus 200. PointsBest has Malcolm Brogdon minus 134. Honestly, to me, I still take Emmanuel Quickly. I take Emmanuel Quickly every day of the week and twice on Sunday. I would take him. And I'm still struggling with this because they're two good 6-man players. But I'm still going to have to give it to Emmanuel Quickly. And if you guys want to give me your thoughts, hit me up on social media, DM me or text me, whatever. Just do it. I'm going to be always responding to you guys. And yeah, let's get on to our final award. And we've covered MVP Rookie of the Year. That was the last podcast episode. Again, guys, check that out. Then we covered 6-man. We've covered Coach of the Year. We've covered Most Improved Player. Then now we've covered 6-man. If I already didn't say that. So our final award is going to be Defensive Player of the Year, DPOY. And this one's also interesting to me. Because many people are saying Brook Lopez. Many people are saying Jaren Jackson Jr. Some people are even saying Robert Williams III. I don't know. So I'm going to rule out these guys. And I get that Herbert Jones is top 10 in steals, deflection charges. But Herbert Jones, not ready to win DPOY. Nick Claxton, not ready to win DPOY. Alex Caruso, not ready to win DPOY. Dylan Brooks, not ready to win DPOY. OJ Anunoby? Probably not. I wanted to see him. Honestly, Bam Adebayo included, even though he's still versatile with that tenacity. Look, they're not top 5. They're not top 3 most certainly, but they're not top 5. They're probably 7 and up, probably 10 and up, most likely. But these guys just have not proved it yet. Evan Mobley, I get that he leads the NBA in contested three-pointers. I don't do any of those guys. I wouldn't. I couldn't. I couldn't put those guys in top 3. Couldn't put guys in top 7. Couldn't put them in top 5. I couldn't put them in the top 9. They're top 10 and beyond. Evan Mobley, maybe a little better than Herbert Jones, but that's kind of close. They're better than Nick Claxton, in my opinion. Alex Caruso, definitely. Yeah, I just don't see it. I think it comes down to Brook Lopez and Jaren Jackson Jr. Robert Williams is actually really interesting. But I don't think so. Because the max appearances that Robert Williams can make this season is 47 because he's just been injured so much. And that honestly does not constitute Defensive Player of the Year. For any award, you can only play 47 games. So I think for that reason alone, he's eliminated. Because you have to play more than 47 games. You have to play more than 60 games to say, I'm all down to defend. I'm the best defender, and I have to be taken serious. I know I can cover the best of the best. But if you can only play in 47 games, you're not proving that. You're not showing that. There's nothing spectacular out there, right? Then Jaren Jackson Jr., he's actually, I don't know. Because Jaren Jackson Jr. is very, very, very interesting. Because his aggressiveness is costing him. His greatest strengths are turning into his greatest weakness. Because he's costing his team fouls, and it's just been really, really bad. He fouled out on Sunday's game against Boston in 20 minutes. That's hard to do. That's really hard to do. I don't know. His fouls have jumped up. I get that. I just don't see it. I just don't see it. He's fouled out 3 times more than Rudy Gobert and Marcus Smart when they won the awards, and Rudy Gobert won it 3 times and Marcus Smart won it once. I just don't see Jaren Jackson Jr. being that guy. I don't. So if you had to tell me, you forced me. You said, okay, this is life or death. Who do you want as your defensive player of the year? And you pick that, and that's the guy you ride and die with on the defensive end. Brook Lopez or Jaren Jackson Jr. I don't trust Jaren Jackson Jr. He's good, but he's turning into a liability. Plus, I'm pretty sure they're inflating his stats. Just me. Brook Lopez, he's doing really well, man. I hate the Bucks with a burning passion. I don't like Brook Lopez. I respect him, but he's annoying to play up against. But to me, he's a solid 10. He's a solid 10. I 100% believe that Brook Lopez is the guy to do it. I believe the 34-year-old's case to win DPOY is very strong. In contesting shots, he's contesting 17.3 shots nightly, with Nick Claxton coming at 12.2. So, and NBA.com's doing the math here. That works out to be 952 contested shots, 283 more than runner-up Zubac. Plus, if you think about this, he's averaging 7-footers, averaging 2.5 blocks per game. Like, his size, skills, and experience is just making him even deadlier this season. I think he should be winning it. Because I know he's not going to be slowing down. Plus, if you looked at the social media account of the Milwaukee Bucks on February 1st, 2023, Brook Lopez recorded a 7-5+ block night of the season. That was back in February. We're in March. He's been doing this kind of stuff since last month and pretty much when this season started. So that's just another example of why he's going to be DPOY. But there's also going to be a lot of people who have said there's also some flaws. That yes, while he's contesting 17 shots and he's contesting almost 1,000 shots and he's doing more of that than anyone else, there's still weaknesses in that. You could say the same about Jaren Jackson Jr., but you just look, he's 34. He's good, but not great. And people are going to try to get on the train about, oh, Jaren Jackson Jr. is about to have the whole debate. It's really going to come down to the Bucks and Grizzlies. But Brook Lopez, in my opinion, is not becoming a liability to his team. Jaren Jackson Jr. is. That may be a tough pill to swallow, tough news that may choke you out, but it's the truth. It really is the truth. Because Jaren Jackson Jr., he's becoming a defensive liability. Can he score, put a nice touch offensively? Sure. But defensively, when we're talking about for this award, his fouls are going up, he keeps fouling out, and it's becoming a worse and worse and worse and worse by the night. It just keeps getting worse, and it's bad. And he's become problematic. Brook Lopez is not. So I think in all of this talking, you have to put Brook Lopez at 1. Jaren Jackson is 2, but he's a faraway 2. then Robert Williams is not going to be considered. He'll be a number 3 because he's better than Bam Adebayo, OG Anunoby, Dylan Brooks, and everyone else, probably combined. But he's definitely free, and that's it. When you're comparing everyone else, because Nick Claxton is not a free, no one else is a free. So it probably would go Brook Lopez winning it, Jaren Jackson Jr. To me, and I haven't looked at the betting odds, but if I was a betting man and I was looking at this, Brook Lopez would probably be a minus 250. Jaren Jackson Jr. would be probably like a plus 400. And you see like a plus 1,000 given to Robert Williams III. I have not seen the bet lines yet for that. What Vegas is saying, what FanDuel is saying, what anyone else is saying, DraftKings, doesn't matter. I haven't looked at that yet. All I do know and understand the game of basketball, and you see it for a long time, especially if you're a fan of the game and you see it, or if you're not a fan of the game, you just watch these guys play. I think that Brook Lopez is the clear winner. I think it's going to be Brook Lopez by a mile. There's not a lot of competition besides Jaren Jackson Jr. Playing 47 games won't cut it. Just won't. Jaren Jackson Jr. is just killing himself. And I get that he's having some flashy blocks and contests, but he's being reckless. He's being reckless. Jaren Jackson Jr. is a reckless, liable player. It's Brook Lopez. I think it's very easy. Unless Brook Lopez starts turning to a mini Jaren Jackson Jr., he should be winning this. He absolutely should be winning this. And I think it's good. But I think it'd be foolish to say it's not. I know there's even some Memphis Grizzlies fans that would agree with me because Jaren Jackson Jr., because they've seen it night in, night out, is a liability. Jaren Jackson Jr. used to be good. He's not anymore. He's more of a liability. I'm sorry if that hurts your guys' soul. It's just the absolute truth. He used to be good, but now he's not. He caught fire, but now he's not. It's going to be Brook Lopez, and it's going to be Brook Lopez for the longest of time. It's just going to be that way. It's just going to be that way. I hate to ruffle y'all's feathers, but it's just going to be that way. And I think that could be called I think that could be a close one as well. To be honest, I think that could be a close one. But not as close as MVP. In fact, I don't even think it's going to be. I don't think it's going to be that close as we've seen the MVP. It's gonna generate a lot of buzz. A lot of people are gonna be upset, but you're not gonna see people be like, "Oh, okay, so we have a competition." It's really not even a competition. Brook Lopez is the better player defensively, and maybe even offensively. Hold on, let me check out his offensive stats, because I've not checked out his offensive stats to be real for you guys. Yeah, he's better. He's a better offensive player. 15, 6, 1, 51.6% from the field, 38% from deep. Yeah, he's coming off of a 23-point performance, 23, 8, and 4 with 3 blocks. Come on. And guys, March 9th, 9 blocks. He's not playing reckless. His experience and just who he is has given him this mentality to know when to go up and be strong and when not to. He's truly a master of playing defense, and the Bucks have utilized that. And when he got his 9 blocks, that's when he went 50% from the field with 10 rebounds and 24 points. He had 24, 10, and 9. He almost had a triple-double with blocks, rebounds, and points. He got double-double. He was just shy of block. Like, come on, guys. You can't remind that. Then the following night, against the Warriors, he went 19, 7, and 5. He had 5 blocks then. Like, come on. You can't undermine that. You really can't. Just Brook Lopez is on a different level. He's on a different level. You don't see Jaren Jackson doing that. He's liability. The highest he's ever done, from the February 23rd to March 13th, was 5. That's back on March 1st. Second to that was 4. He had 4 blocks 2 times. He had 5 blocks in one game 1 time. But he's averaging 1 to 2. It really is. I guess he's averaging 3 on the season, but Brook Lopez is just smoking him out of the waters, blowing past him. Like, it's not even funny. Like, he's dismantling him. Like, it's not even funny. He's dismantling him. So I don't find that a real competition, but I know bias and ego will get in the way. Trust me, it always does when it comes to these competitions. It comes to voting and just trying to figure out who's the best. I get that, and I can respect that on some level, but it's gonna be Brook Lopez. It's most definitely gonna be Brook Lopez. And guys, with that being said, we have all the awards covered. All the awards are covered. There's nothing left for me to talk about. MVP, DPOY, Rookie of the Year, 6-man, all of those awards have been covered. MIP has been covered. All of them have been covered. All of them have been covered. So guys, with that being said, I'm going to be signing off. If you guys need anything, just reach out to me. Keep reading, keep watching. Trust me, we're almost done. We got less than a month to go before the postseason. This is going to be a very exciting time. Remember, guys, that bonus podcast episode is going to be coming out tomorrow, talking about the Phoenix Suns, especially tonight's game against the Milwaukee Bucks at 7 p.m. Arizona time. And I believe that's at home for the Suns. Let me pull up the Suns' schedule real quick. But I believe that is at home. That game is at home. The Milwaukee Bucks are 39-19. The Suns are 37-31. Again, no Kevin Durant for that. Probably no Landry Shamet. So, guys, with that being said, that is all I got. If you guys have anything else, just let me know. Just DM me. I am open. Trust me. With that being said, I'll see you all tomorrow morning for the bonus podcast episode. You know where to find me at CourtSideHeat. Until then, peace out.